Alright everybody, welcome back to another edition here of Monday Night Raw. How are y'all doing? I am of course Dominic behind the commentary table, and we are live and sold out in good old Daytona Beach. And we're kicking this one off with one hell of a fight. It's Tommaso Ciampa taking on Rey Mysterio. This is another Money in the Bank qualifying match, and this is set to kick us off here with one hell of a fight. Okay, both of these men want to be joining Daniel Bryan and Roderick Strong in that Money in the Bank ladder match. However, only one will have to come out ahead in order to do it. Now, Tommaso Ciampa and Rey Mysterio, they have a bit of a history going into this. A few weeks ago, Tommaso Ciampa main evented Monday Night Raw by defeating Rey Mysterio. Okay, it was one hell of a fight then, and I guarantee you it's going to be one hell of a fight now. As Tommaso Ciampa, ever since WrestleMania, has been on an absolute tear in the WWE. Okay, of course he defeated Johnny Gargano, then he defeated Rey Mysterio. Tommaso Ciampa, he thinks he's been a bit overlooked. I believe he's gotten a lot of success that maybe he shouldn't have been overlooked. Now, I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of Tommaso Ciampa. I can appreciate what he does in the ring from a viewing standpoint. However, to me, Tommaso Ciampa is a sick son of a bitch. Okay, he will stab his friend in the back like Johnny Gargano. He will throw him off of a cell. And Tommaso Ciampa just doesn't look like he gives a damn about that. Tonight, he's going to be going against the living legend Rey Mysterio, and both these men have a lot on the line in this one. And I'll tell you this, whoever wins this one is going to be a favorable and amazing addition to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay, Tommaso Ciampa, Roderick Strong, Daniel Bryan, or Rey Mysterio, Roderick Strong, Daniel Bryan. That sounds like one hell of a match to me, and that's only half the competitors. Right now, Rey Mysterio makes his way to the ring, knowing that Tommaso Ciampa has defeated him in the past. Okay, Rey Mysterio, that's kind of been the story throughout his career over the past few months. Okay, Rey Mysterio, he's been putting on very, very, very impressive performances. However, throughout every single match, there's always one point, right near the end, one single point, where Rey Mysterio just barely slips up. And his opponent always takes advantage of it. Let's see if Tommaso Ciampa will find where Rey Mysterio slips up as Mysterio, Rey Mysterio trying to kick this off here with a bulldog, and Tommaso Ciampa ain't having it, throwing him across the ring as Ciampa now looks down at Mysterio, who's down in the corner. Oh my god. Every time Mysterio tries to get up, Tommaso Ciampa right there as, Rey Mysterio in response with an arm drag before slamming him down face first as Mysterio now picking up Ciampa, but no, that headbutt style maneuver before a massive knee to the jaw. And Tommaso Ciampa gets taken down. Now back and forth already. Here we go in the early moments of this matchup as Rey Mysterio, that's exactly what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to utilize his speed, his agility in his matches, just like how he does every single night he's competing, as Rey Mysterio is looking to win this specific competition, perhaps. And oh god, Tommaso Ciampa catching Mysterio out of midair. Now, I'm not saying Tommaso Ciampa is the strongest man in the world, nor am I saying he's the weakest. When I say this, Rey Mysterio, okay, he is so small, it is very easy for people like Tommaso Ciampa just to catch him out of the mid-air, hitting him with a powerbomb. Okay, if Tommaso Ciampa was even facing off against a man like, I don't know, Johnny Gargano, for instance, Tommaso Ciampa, he wouldn't be able to do that maneuver. He wouldn't be able to catch Rey Mysterio as Rey Mysterio catches Ciampa perhaps off guard with the Bulldog there to kick off this episode of Monday Night Raw. We are live and sold out once again. Thank you very much for joining us in the early moments of the show as Ciampa is on the outside. No, Rey Mysterio teasing that he's going to throw caution to the wind, tossing himself to the outside, but Tommaso Ciampa runs away. And Rey Mysterio, I think he just wanted to play a little bit of some mind games with Tommaso Ciampa. And now Mysterio, once again, showing off the agility, but a backhand to the chin, perhaps even the face as well as Mysterio. Moves out of the way, hits the neck breaker. But Ciampa now, oh, look at this. Oh, goes for a running knee. Reversed. And now grabbing him. Hurricane Rana. There we go. Tilt-a-whirl connecting. Like I mentioned, the agility of Rey Mysterio is practically unmatched in this industry. As, oh, wait a second. He's showing that off right now. Once again, 619. Rey Mysterio with the 619. And then drops the dime with the frog splash. Rey Mysterio's going to Money in the Bank. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Daniel Bryan and Roderick Strong watching this one closely. And something tells me when Tommaso Ciampa kicked out, I think they were both in disbelief, just like how I am. I don't know how Tommaso Ciampa is still fighting, but Rey Mysterio saying, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'll continue beating the hell out of you until I get the victory, as a Hurricane Rana there by Rey Mysterio. And Mysterio now picking up Tommaso Ciampa. What does he have in mind? Goes to grab him. Oh! But Ciampa reverses. Ciampa reverses. And now in a twisting cutter there by Tommaso Ciampa in the cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 counts. There is no 3 count victory, not yet, for Tommaso Ciampa. And Rey Mysterio down on the ground. Tommaso Ciampa picks up Rey. Tosses him across the ring here on Monday Night Raw. No, reverses the dropkick. And now here we go, Mysterio. Seems to have something in mind. Kicks him down there. And then, oh! With a double stomp to the stomach. And Mysterio goes up top. What does he have in mind? A big splash there connecting. 1, 2. No, and again, Tommaso Ciampa gets out of it. Rey Mysterio's thinking now, what does he have to do? Okay, he's brought on so much punishment towards Tommaso Ciampa, even hitting the patented 619. But ladies and gentlemen, Tommaso Ciampa, I'm not going to say he has a lot of heart because something tells me there's no heart within his chest. However, Tommaso Ciampa, he has will and determination. And that's exactly what might just lead him to victory. Or perhaps not, as Mysterio once again showing the agility. Springboard Bulldog, Rey Mysterio. Impressive there. As now Mysterio once again going for another Hurricane Rana there. A move that he has mastered. He can do it from anywhere, anytime. And he just showed that off right now. As Mysterio up at the top turnbuckle again. Big splash connects. 1, 2. No, and Rey Mysterio does not get the job done. And Tommaso Ciampa now gets up. Or gets picked up, I should say. And Mysterio now could be dialing it up. Once again, 619 connecting. 619 connects and Rey Mysterio. Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps setting it up here tonight. The crowd on their feet. Mysterio perhaps taking a bit too much time in this. As now he's waiting for Tommaso Ciampa to get up. He's waiting for the sick freak known as Tommaso Ciampa to get up. And Ciampa once again catches him. Power bomb connecting. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommaso Ciampa might be thinking to himself, that might be the downfall of Rey Mysterio. That might be the moment in which Rey Mysterio just lost this one. But Tommaso Ciampa throws him to the outside, perhaps trying to get a count-out victory. And wouldn't it be fitting for this man, Tommaso Ciampa of all people, to get a count-out victory to get inside the Money in the Bank ladder match? As Rey Mysterio, oh wait, look at this, grabbing him. No, he doesn't. Tommaso Ciampa reverses with a big knee to the skull. 2. No, and only a 2 count. Tommaso Ciampa. Here we go. Once again, with that knee brace, you can see it there as Rey Mysterio, oh, connecting there. Another springboard bulldog connection, beautifully executed by the living legend. As Ciampa with the brutal knee to the jaw, good lord. And Ciampa's not done with the punishment just yet. Rey Mysterio gets thrown into the barricade. And oh god, no, Ciampa! And now, God, just tossing Rey Mysterio all across the outside. And Ciampa now looks at Rey and bounces his skull off the post. Tommaso Ciampa. He's got Rey Mysterio where he wants him. Stares out towards the crowd and once again bouncing his skull, this time off the barricade. And the count is 7 by the ref. And Tommaso Ciampa saying, nah. Okay, if I can win via pinfall or submission, I might as well. Just to prove a point to anybody that wants to stand in my way. As Rey Mysterio can't even stand, but Tommaso Ciampa sprints towards him with the DIY knee. And the crowd watches on. And Mysterio, oh god, Rey Mysterio gets picked up there by Ciampa. And Ciampa saying, nah. Typically, he ends the match with the DIY knee, but perhaps he's deciding to do something else. The fairy tale ending. 2, 3. Tommaso Ciampa is going into the Money in the Bank ladder match. And Tommaso Ciampa and Rey Mysterio just put on one hell of a classic to kick off this episode of Monday Night Raw. Very back and forth. But ladies and gentlemen, I called it. Rey Mysterio, the moment he lost, okay, he always loses, but only because of one fatal mistake. And that mistake being right after the 619. Okay, he took a bit too much time to gloat. He took a bit too long to go up to the top turnbuckle. Waited for Tommaso Ciampa to get up on his own 2 feet. And as soon as Ciampa realized what was happening, he took advantage, grabbed him, powerbomb, and then it was just brutal chaos by Tommaso Ciampa. Okay, tossing him around the outside, throwing him back into the ring, the DIY knee, the fairy tale ending, and then it was lights out for Rey Mysterio's chances to be a part of the Money in the Bank ladder match. However, we're going to see later on tonight who will be joining Tommaso Ciampa inside the Money in the Bank ladder match. We're going to have AJ Styles taking on one member of the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish. As that's not all, we're also going to be having a massive main event, a main event that's been building for the past few months. It's going to be a no-holds-barred contest. Kairi Sane versus Carmella. A lot of anger between these two women, and I personally can't wait to see how it all blows off in tonight's no-holds-barred main event. So, wait a second, backstage. Well, here you see, apparently, people have caught footage of this earlier tonight, I'm being told in my ear, as Roman Reigns and King Booker seem to be having a conversation backstage. Wonder what that's all about. As now we get into our next matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Seth Rollins. He is set to take on Dolph Ziggler in this one. Now, last week, Seth Rollins declared war on the leader of the club, on the Universal Champion, Finn Balor. He said he's been hardcore champion. Actually, the last ever, now that I think about it. He's been the United States Champion. And at Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins has declared war on Finn Balor because he now wants to put his name in the record books as the man who defeated the first ever Universal Champion Finn Balor and took his title. Seth Rollins wants the Universal title. And tonight is looking for a bit of a warm-up as he goes one-on-one with Dolph Ziggler. However, I'll tell you this, I have not gotten any confirmation that Seth Rollins is actually going to be competing for the Universal Championship, okay? He's just stated that he wants the Universal title. But I think most people on Monday Night Raw can say the same thing. Seth Rollins, perhaps by defeating Dolph Ziggler, will prove to our general manager, King Booker, that he deserves a shot at the title. Now, Dolph Ziggler, however, he might be saying, hey, I've gotten a few wins. I've gotten a few impressive performances lately. Perhaps I should also get a chance at the Universal Championship. Okay, Dolph Ziggler, no slouch in the ring. Amazing amateur wrestling background. Dolph Ziggler, he defeated Hanson with his lethal, some could say, mind-breaking and deleting super kick. That person, of course, being Matt Hardy, one half of the tag team champions. Dolph Ziggler, here tonight, is looking to replicate that win that he had against Hanson, but this time with Seth Rollins. It's the super kick of Dolph Ziggler versus the curb stomp of Seth Rollins, and here we go. And Ziggler and Seth Rollins immediately into a lockup. Oh, but Dolph Ziggler gets out of it. Of course, that amateur wrestling background perhaps coming into effect here. Has him in a headlock. And and a big right hand for Seth Rollins there by Ziggler. As now, grabs him, throws him across into the corner there. Bouncing off the turnbuckles does Seth Rollins. As now Rollins, with the elbows to the stomach by Seth to Dolph. As Dolph Ziggler not looking too good there. The striking exchange now favoring Seth Rollins as he just sprints into that jumping knee to the face. Of course, Dolph Ziggler, a little bit of a history over the past few months with members of the Shield, facing off against Roman Reigns, losing to Roman Reigns. And Dolph Ziggler tonight looks to defeat this man, the other member of the Shield, the other former member of the Shield, Seth Rollins, as Ziggler, goes up to the top, slams down Rollins. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count, a face buster out of nowhere off the top turnbuckle, and Dolph Ziggler immediately once again on the offense with the DDT. However, Seth Rollins, he just gets up. The Architect must be planning his next move. However, Dolph Ziggler's next move, as you just saw, was a bit of a running neck breaker. However, here we go. Seth Rollins goes for another enziguri, but Dolph Ziggler answering everything with some offense. A big right hand there by Dolph Ziggler as Seth Rollins hits him in the face with a forearm shot before a massive knee to the face. And now Rollins, moonsault there. Interesting looking one, almost like a back handspring into a moonsault. As Seth Rollins now goes up to the middle turnbuckle, he looks down at Ziggler. What does he have in mind? Not too sure. Ziggler slow to get up. But he hits him there with the blockbuster. And now Dolph Ziggler getting up on the apron. But he gets thrown off. And, wait a second. Luke Gallows. As you can hear the bell ringing, Luke Gallows, of course, one member of the club. Wait a second. Carl Anderson as well, perhaps trying to stop him from the attack on Seth Rollins. And, wait a minute, never mind, I should have guessed otherwise, as Anderson and Gallows lay out Seth Rollins. And ladies and gentlemen, following the attack by the club, it seems as though Shinsuke Nakamura has just answered Samoa Joe's challenge from a few weeks ago, keeping it short and sweet. It's going to be Nakamura versus Joe at Money in the Bank. However, before we get there, we're going to be having this event, the Holiday Havoc, okay? No episode of Raw or SmackDown next week. But on Monday, December 23rd, is going to be a network special, the Holiday Havoc, as now it seems as though Scott Dawson, raining havoc there as, God, it seems as though the War Raiders and the Revival are just battering each other backstage. I can't even get into the promotional material for Holiday Havoc, as now, here we go, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder both attacking Hanson and Rowe backstage, the tag team champions, the Raw tag team champions. Not looking too good, however, it seems as though he's trying to fight back Rowe. However, Rowe gets thrown into the locker. As now Dash Wilder, hitting Hanson with the steel chair over and over again. And the Revival just beat the hell out of the War Raiders backstage. Hopefully some medical attention can get to them in time. As now, we move into our next matchup. It's going to be AJ Styles versus one member of the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish. The winner goes on to join Tommaso Ciampa, Roderick Strong, which is the more interesting member, and I'll mention that in a little bit, and Daniel Bryan in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, I mentioned Roderick Strong being a very interesting member in that ladder match, and I'll tell you why. The Undisputed Era, if Bobby Fish wins tonight, will have a massive advantage going into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong, two members of the Undisputed Era, being in that ladder match, well, you know for a fact they're going to be teaming up. You know for a fact the numbers advantage will be on their side. And AJ Styles, ladies and gentlemen, might just be the only thing saving the other members of that Money in the Bank ladder match from Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Adam Cole. These four men. The United States champion, Adam Cole, right there, the leader. As Bobby Fish, the man on the right, is in action tonight. It's all four members of the Undisputed Era. And we're going to be seeing which man will be going on to Money in the Bank. As you see Roderick Strong leading the pack almost, knowing for a fact that he is very much interested in this one. Knowing for a fact that if Bobby Fish gets the win, well, then Roderick Strong's going to be a lot happier seeing a familiar face in that six-man Money in the Bank ladder match. Speaking of members of the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly as well, putting on an early contender for Match of the Year last week when facing off against Shinsuke Nakamura. However, he lost that one. We're going to see if Bobby Fish replicates Kyle O'Reilly's lack of success in this one against AJ Styles, and Fish immediately on the attack with the strikes, pushing him off before now grabbing AJ Styles, tossing him across the ring into a knee to the stomach. AJ Styles, ever since WrestleMania, hasn't really done too much here in the WWE, and he knows for a fact that winning this one and going on to win the Money in the Bank ladder match could steer him back on course as the top guy on Monday Night Raw, as Bobby Fish thinking the same damn thing. Thinking, hey, you know what? If I win the Money in the Bank ladder match, then perhaps we could have the United States title and the Universal title in the Undisputed Era. The Undisputed Era could rule over Monday Night Raw with an iron fist. As now, speaking of fists, AJ Styles with a fist to the back of the head of Bobby Fish turns into a German. However, Only a 1 count there, and AJ Styles, as quick as a cat, getting up and then kicking him in the stomach. Yeah, you gotta also be thinking in this one about Roman Reigns, who has been a thorn in the side of Adam Cole and the rest of the Undisputed Era over the past few months, ever since returning at WrestleMania and winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Okay, last week, we saw him come down and save Shinsuke Nakamura from a brutal attack by the Undisputed Era, spearing Adam Cole nearly out of his boots as, Bobby Fish spins around with a boot to the skull of AJ Styles. However, as we continue this one, I've been trying to mention it, Roman Reigns. Will he play a factor? We'll see in a few moments, perhaps, as AJ Styles with a knee to the face. Now, AJ Styles and Bobby Fish, they have a little bit of history. AJ Styles actually defeated Bobby Fish a little over a month ago. And it was because of moves like that with a massive springboard moonsault off the middle rope. 2. No, and only a 2 count. AJ Styles, like I mentioned, defeated Bobby Fish. Let's see if he can do it again in this one. However, Bobby Fish saying, you know what, that ain't gonna happen, damn it. This time I'm getting my win back, and it's gonna mean a lot more because I'm going into the Money in the Bank ladder match. As AJ Styles with the knee to the face again. And Bobby Fish now not looking too good here tonight. Rolls out of the way. Goes for a running elbow strike, but Bobby Fish gets reversed. And now AJ takes advantage. AJ takes advantage, grabbing him here with the calf crusher. The pressure being applied to the lower leg of Bobby Fish, who is, in fact, a submission specialist. And he shows that right now, knowing exactly how to get out of it. However, as you just saw, the pressure in that maneuver might have already taken a lot of damage out of Bobby Fish and towards his legs. As now look at this with the strikes. Okay, the brutal strikes to the abdomen by Bobby Fish. And AJ Styles is not looking too good. As you see Strong, O'Reilly, and Cole on the outside. They know that if they get involved in this one, well, then Bobby Fish ain't going to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So right now, AJ Styles, as long as Fish doesn't roll to the outside, is truly getting himself a one-on-one matchup. He doesn't have to necessarily worry about the Undisputed Era. However, he has to worry about Bobby Fish with that boot to the skull. 2. No, and again a 2 count there. As Bobby Fish looks down at AJ Styles. Styles slow to get up. And wait a second. Right before he even does, Bobby Fish turns it into the fish hook submission hold. The fish hook is locked in. Gripping on the heel. Gripping on the leg. Bobby Fish. He's got AJ Styles. He's got nowhere to go. And Fish, he's holding on for dear life. However, AJ Styles, the in-ring veteran, perhaps one of the best professional wrestlers in the world today, gets out of it. And now he's got him. Styles clash out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles out of freaking nowhere is going to Money in the Bank. And oh my god, what a hell of a ladder match it already sounds like. We got Ciampa, we got Strong, we got Styles, we got Bryan. It's going to be one hell of a ladder match, ladies and gentlemen. However, Bobby Fish just proved to the world that, hey, you know what? It does take a great singles competitor to become an even better tag team competitor. Okay, the same sentiment that Kyle O'Reilly tried to show the world last week. As AJ Styles, there you see with a big smile on his face, goes on to the Money in the Bank ladder match. As ladies and gentlemen, speaking of, apparently I'm getting word that the Universal Champion Finn Balor has something to say. Well, Finn Balor, ladies and gentlemen, saying, you know what? Seth Rollins, if you truly believe that you deserve a shot at the Universal title, then prove it. And I guess Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are fit to compete. I guess they have been cleared by someone. I don't know, I haven't particularly gotten a hold of the medical professional today. However, I hope he's in attendance here tonight on Monday Night Raw, because this one could get ugly. It's the main event of the evening. It is a no-holds-barred fight. No rules, no disqualifications, no count-out. The only way to win is by pinfall or submission inside the ring. It's going to be Carmella, and it's going to be Kairi Sane fighting right now. Now, these two women have had a bit of a history, to say the least. Okay, both women costing each other shots at the Money in the Bank ladder match. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay, Kairi Sane and Carmella, a spree of attacks against one another over and over again over the past few months. And tonight is the culmination of those attacks. Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess, coming out tonight knowing that that smile on her face lies a deep and dark hatred for her opponent tonight. Kairi Sane, ladies and gentlemen, is looking to win here tonight and looking to get her revenge on Carmella. Okay, both women competing a few weeks ago in one-on-one action. Carmella won the match via a count-out victory, and then, just to add more insult to injury, attacked Kairi Sane following the match. Carmella didn't take too kindly to that. And now we're here, as Carmella is taking on Kairi Sane, and here we go, and Carmella immediately out of the gate with the strikes there, the punches to the face, as now Carmella goes for the stomps, but Kairi Sane reverses, goes for a running elbow, and oh my god, she gets met with a forearm by Carmella, as Sane and Mella now battling, connecting with the axe kick to the back of the head. And Kairi Sane now, ladies and gentlemen, I believe the future of the Monday Night Raw Women's Division, is looking to take out Carmella, who believes herself as the future, as now, catching her there with the drop kick. Like I mentioned, no holds barred rules, no disqualification, no countouts, as now Kairi Sane off the ropes, into a running elbow strike to the face, as Carmella, with a strike of her own, taking her down with a massive drop kick there, as Kairi Sane rolls to the outside, and Carmella looking to follow her, as Carmella, gets met with a few strikes by Sane as soon as she gets to the outside, but Carmella throws Kairi back into the barricade, and again for good measure. Oh god, over and over and over again we see here tonight. And now once again, this time the spine going into the barricade. As Carmella now introducing the first weapon of the matchup. Grabbing a baseball bat. Oh, God. However, Kairi Sane taking advantage of it. Taking it right out of her hands. As Kairi now looks underneath the ring. And our main event of the evening. If you've been watching so far, then ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And you're in for a treat in this no-holds-barred matchup here in Daytona Beach. As, Carmella there with a back suplex as Kairi Sane has introduced a table into this one. Throwing it into the ring. As Carmella throws Kairi Sane outside of the confines of the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, the people of Daytona, they're getting a little too close to the action perhaps. As Carmella with some strikes to Kairi Sane, and Kairi Sane reciprocating, of course. Back and forth we see these two. However, Kairi Sane not looking too good. Carmella absolutely winning the strike exchange now. As now once again just tossing her into that box right there. Good Lord. And then turns it into a back suplex. Carmella, here we go. Oh, God. And then again with the, with another kendo stick shot. However, Kairi Sane throws Carmella into the box, and then again. And then, drops her on the concrete floor, and perhaps even that kendo stick. That did not look like a good landing. But ladies and gentlemen, Kairi Sane landing on the stomach of Carmella with a massive double stomp off the box there. Off the crate. As now Carmella turns around into the strikes by Kairi Sane. And now here we go. Kairi Sane picking up Carmella here. And the fans here in Daytona watch on as Carmella and Kairi battling it out right now. And now here we go. Carmella, however, getting the better of the exchange. But Kairi Sane not letting her get any more of it perhaps. But Carmella decides to take it. And now Mella with the strikes to Kairi. However, Kairi turns around and then a few strikes of her own here. As the fans, ladies and gentlemen, watch in this no-holds-barred matchup, anything goes. As the two women battling it out, and these people here in Daytona, ladies and gentlemen, getting a good look of Carmella and Kairi Sane in this one. As now Carmella turns around, and then into the strikes there. Into the strikes, once again, over and over again, by Kairi Sane in our main event. As now, the punches connect by Kairi over and over and over again. And here we go. Super kick. However, Carmella using the barricade to keep herself up. And now, running towards the barricade that meets with the ring. And then gets out of that predicament on the outside. And Carmella now runs back into the ring, and Kairi Sane looking to do the same damn thing. Grabbing her, God, dropping her onto the steel of the table. The steel frame of the table, ladies and gentlemen, being met with Kairi Sane's face as Sane gets out of that one there. Carmella going for the submission hold victory, perhaps. But Kairi Sane, with a chop to the chest and then another for good measure. And Kairi Sane, gets met with a punch. And now these two women back and forth in this one now. Throws her towards the corner here. And now with the stomps, the vicious stomps by Kairi Sane. Goes for the leaping drop kick. However, Carmella meets her with the super kick and the cover. 1, 2, no! Somehow Kairi Sane just kicked out of that one. And Carmella stares down at Sane, thinking, what can I do to get the win? And now, seems as though she has an idea, grabbing the table, setting it up, but Kairi gets up on the other side of the ring, and Carmella grabs her, and takes her down with a Russian leg sweep. However, Kairi down in the corner. Oh, God. Carmella beating the hell out of Kairi right now here on Monday Night Raw. As now, oh God, no. Oh God, the vicious and always dangerous sledgehammer being introduced into this one. Good Lord, Carmella. Oh God, not again, connecting. Carmella over and over again with the sledgehammer beating the hell out of Kairi Sane, who, oh God, wait a second. Oh! Oh God, no, 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 no. Oh my God, again. Face first off the sledgehammer too. And Carmella doesn't get the job done. Oh my God, I mentioned earlier, hopefully a medical professional is in attendance tonight backstage. Hopefully we have the WWE official doctors backstage. However, Carmella and Kairi Sane still fighting. And Sane is still fighting. How in the hell is she fighting now? As Carmella gets grabbed by Sane, who has just got her face planted into the solid steel of a sledgehammer. That thing is meant to destroy cinder blocks. As now, Kairi looking to destroy the table with the insane elbow. Kairi with the elbow through the table and through Carmella. And ladies and gentlemen, these two women just went to war tonight. My God. Kairi Sane and Carmella just beat the hell out of each other here tonight. In this no-holds-barred matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, what a main event here on Monday Night Raw. Kairi Sane gets her revenge. What an episode of Monday Night Raw, the last one for a few weeks. Once again, Holiday Havoc going to be taking the place of Monday Night Raw and the rest of the WWE programming next week. As there you see Kairi Sane winning to end off Monday Night Raw.